Happy New Year. I mean, are we allowed to, how long are you allowed to say a Happy New Year?
Like the whole month.
Okay, the whole month. So guys, Happy New Year this week, next week, all the weeks. We have taken a few weeks off. We apologize if you missed us.
We don't apologize. We needed a break.
We needed a break. And you know what? There was some content you hadn't seen, so now you've seen it.
And it was so nice.
And it was good. We had some wrestlers on. We had some Christmas queens. We did some stuff. But
and you traveled like the world.
I did. Well, in the pretty much the same time zone, which was interesting.
That's cool.
We went to Tahoe. And it was great because we
not the same time zone.
No, that's not. That's 2 hours behind, but that's okay. It wasn't that far. It wasn't like Fiji, but Tahoe.
Darn.
There was not a lot of snow. We didn't ski a lot. We all got really sick. But what I really liked was that it was a really peaceful holiday for me. Like we really took it down a notch, and everything got done. And I didn't panic about anything. I kind of left it all up to God. Like I just want to focus on the season, the reason for the season, and like just sort of be present. Especially because like Mason's last Christmas as a child sort of thing. Yeah, he turns 18 tomorrow. Oh my God, I'm gonna lose my mind. I know I'm gonna lose my mind.
You're about to have an adult man.
Oh, don't even. I'm like looking up like contracts for an adult living in your home and like all these things that
Wait, we're putting him under contract?
Oh, I was so ready for him to be like, I'm an adult, I'm not coming home tonight, or I'm an adult, I'm gonna do this, or I'm an adult.
Well, now you're an adult and you can put money in your account by yourself.
They don't have to tell you their medical stuff. So like, but there's nobody like next of kin thing. I don't know. I need to ask like some of the lawyers that you know to like help me out with what do I need?
Some of those for you.
I know. I'm like, what do I need to do for this kid? But yeah, so we had like a really nice, relaxing season. Mark and I got to Tahoe a little bit early with Tucker, and we did like in the 3 days before the big boys met us, we got the tree, we got decorated, we got like the stockings up, we got everything, we got the boxes cut open, we got the recycling sent away, we got the gifts wrapped. I mean, everything done. So when they got there, we just chilled, we skied, we snowboarded. Awesome. But on one day I was skiing and I was like, gosh, my legs are, I had to sit down a few times on like, I did 2 runs and I was like, I gotta go home. My legs are killing me. Like, am I just too old? Is this snow too heavy? What's going on? And then Mark and I realized we were both sick. So I think we had the flu, or I did a COVID test, but it was negative, but it was an old test.
Everything is going around.
Oh my gosh. It's so much going around. So we were like down and out on like the 23rd and 24th, so thank God we were like done with everything. Shopping. We actually cooked very mildly, just the 5 of us.
Yeah.
We had a turkey dinner one night, we had a steak dinner one night, and then we did lasagna on actual Christmas, which thank God we kept the simple one for later when we were sick. But on Christmas Day, little Brady just kept complaining for days about a sore throat. And I was like, yeah, I know, it's dry up here, whatever. I mean, on Christmas morning after he opens his presents, he's like, I can't eat. I can't even swallow. And I would go, open your mouth. And I looked. The kid doesn't have tonsils. There was like a film of white stuff that I don't know how he was breathing through it. I was like, get in the car now. We're going to the ER. So we drove him. And in Tahoe, there's not really a lot of there's not doctor's offices, and urgent care is not open on weekends or holidays.
So it's
emergency room. Jumped to the emergency room, which thank God. That was a blessing because it was empty, and they put him immediately on like pain relievers and got him an antibiotic into his bloodstream, so we didn't have to like wait for the next day for the pharmacy to open, all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like it was like done.
Really good.
So 2 days later, we pack up Christmas, and then we headed off to Guatemala.
And he was feeling better by then.
He was fine. By the time we got on the plane, it had been 48 hours.
That antibiotic steroid combination they give you at the doctor's office.
They gave him a lidocaine rinse.
Yes.
So he could eat because he was so hungry, the poor kid.
Well, I'm glad they set him up.
Yeah, they did. They really helped us out. So we spent about an hour and a half in the ER, and then he was like on the road to recovery. He was still miserable because he was hungry, and it was just hurting to eat. But even with the lidocaine. But we went to Guatemala, and then,
And you saw Nico.
And we saw Nico. So I don't know if I've talked about this before here, but
I think we have.
Have we? So last year we had an exchange student from Guatemala, Nico, who became like our other son. I mean, I adore this kid. We talk almost every day on text and send each other pictures, and I'm friendly with his mom. And so they had invited us down for the past year, and we finally made it work for New Year's, and it was so special. Nico had planned the whole thing for us, and they just took care of us. They set us up at like their apartment and their one of their favorite resorts for actual New Year's. Sweet. So we went to the beach. We saw this black sand at the beach in
oh my gosh,
one area. I know on the
lovely.
Pacific side of Guatemala. It was so warm. It was, I mean, the sand was hot. You had to wear flip-flops or you would burn your feet.
Okay, so is Guatemala south of the equator?
No, it's slightly north.
Okay.
I think because Ecuador is below Costa. So you got like Guatemala, and then you have Costa Rica, and then I think you have Ecuador down there. So then that attaches into South America. So you're still above a little bit. but you're still technically considered, I think, North America, but it's like Central America.
Gotcha.
But I know I had to do a little.
Yeah, my geography, like I have not.
Yeah, the quetzal is the money. The quetzal. I used my Spanish, which I don't have Spanish.
But what little you do have?
Well, because in school I took French. Poco. Paquito? Oh, Paquito is like a little. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like baby little.
Right?
Un poco. But I confuse it with so I learned French in school and Latin, and then I worked in Italy and got married in Italy and was obsessed with Italian. And as an adult, I've taken Italian.
Right.
So then, but of course, I've been spending a lot of time in LA, years and years and years in LA, and Spanish speaking friends, and going to Mexico and go to Punta Cana and all these places. You know, you use it here and there.
You pick a little up.
I was very proud of myself. Mark was like, "You're really proud of yourself." I'm like, "I am." Like the second Nico left us at the first taco restaurant we walked into, it was really good. It's called Tacul in Antigua, and there's this beautiful church that's like a ruin because there was this huge earthquake in Antigua.
Yeah.
And the earthquake took down most of the buildings. And then there's also a water volcano that like flooded it apparently. And so they moved the capital city to Guatemala City.
Is a water volcano like a volcano underwater?
No, it shoots up water.
Like a geyser?
It's got like a water in it. Yeah. I didn't really do any research on it, but that's
geyser or water volcano?
It's a water they call it a water volcano. So I don't know. But next to it is a fire volcano, and that you could see the soot coming out at the top. Like you could see, like it kept poof, like little puffs of like ash coming up. But there's 3 right there that you can see from Antigua. But we're sitting in this cool restaurant, and you're looking out at this church that's just demolished, but so beautiful. And Nico goes to the bathroom, and the woman comes over and starts just speaking Spanish, and I was like, I don't know. But because I also wasn't trying to understand what she was saying, I could kind of pick up on a word or two. And plus, I'm in a restaurant, so I'm like, she's probably asking if we want a drink or if we're ready to order or whatever. So I looked at her and I looked at my husband and I looked back and I went, "Bebitas?" And she goes, "Oh, sí, bebitas." And she said something else and I was like, "Oh, I did it right. Like that means drink." I think because I saw it on a menu, it stuck with me.
Yeah.
No one had really
You're like,
said
keyword.
It. Yeah. I was like, every once in a while I hear like zapatos. I'm like, "Oh, shoes." And they'd be like, they'd say something like, I don't know, like naturale. I'm like, "Yes, naturale." Or carne y queso. Like this one time I had to order a burger and I was so proud of myself. I was like, solamente carne y queso. Solamente. And they were like, "Oh, okay." And then it took a while to figure out. Meat and cheese only. Because of course Tucker was like, "I don't want anything else on my burger. Like nothing can touch it." So it was fun. It was really fun to use.
All
and the
children are the same.
I know. The food was incredible. I got this beautiful necklace
It
there.
is gorgeous.
Yeah, the little
I
artisan
love it.
market in Antigua. My boys only let me have about 20 minutes to do it. Oh my God, you would have loved this one store I went into. It was so cute because they recognized me down there. Everyone was really sweet because I know that like the show is really big in Central America and South America. And but nobody like asked for photo, like maybe a few people, but not really like, no, everyone kind of like looked and moved
fans,
on. Yeah,
actually.
Sabrina fans.
Okay.
Yeah, the Bruja, the witch. La Bruja, I think it is. But anyway, I found, so this one resort we were staying at that was gorgeous. They had these amazing linens, and I was able to flip one of them over and figure out what the name of it was, and I tracked it.
Sucker for that.
So I went to this linen store. I was like, I want these napkins for my dining room, and I want these like ottomans, and I want all this stuff. So I found this one store. It was a linen store because in the resort we were staying at, they had these great napkins and all this stuff. And I flipped over a placemat, and I found this like the name of it.
So there was
tracked
like
it.
its own store.
It was its own store. Because I looked it up online, and I was like, oh, it's here. It's like nearby.
That's me in any foreign country. I'm like, I would like to find your fabrics, please.
Well, you know that I'm not like a big shopper, so this was like a weird. I was like, it's the first time I think I've ever done it where I've been like, what is this, and where can I get it? Oh, I can get it nearby. Let's go right now.
That's awesome.
So we went, and it was so cute because when we went in there, the woman didn't say anything. She just helped me, and she helped me like find what I was looking for and whatnot. And we got like tortilla warmers, like they're like
the little
once
container
they're
to
warm,
put it
you
in?
like slide them into the sleeve of it's like a
Keeps them hot and moist.
yeah, it's like a knit little thing. Yeah, it's really good.
Tortilla pocket.
Yeah, like a pocket that you keep your
Jacket.
tortillas warm in.
Coat.
Oh, so good.
Trying to think of all the words.
Tortilla jacket. Let's call it that.
Tortilla sauna.
Tortilla sweater.
Sweater.
Tortilla sweater. It's a tortilla like embroidered sweater for sure. Mine has like gold on it. But we were in there, and the woman like a few minutes later, after she had helped me find some napkins and this that, she goes, "I noticed that a celebrity was following our Instagram the other day, and I was wondering why." And I'm like, "I'm here." But that's the only thing that like most people didn't say anything about like knowing who I was, or like we went to a lot of their friends' houses and people came over to meet us and stuff like that, but nobody asked for photos. Everybody was very like sweet and respectful, and the food was honestly unbelievable.
Oh my gosh.
The beach was the softest sand I've ever felt. Like it was black, black, black sand, and your foot would sink in like 2 inches. And it was just so soft. And I was walking around. Mark was boogie boarding with Tucker one day. And there's like nobody around. This beach, this one particular beach we were on was like empty and so clean. And there was like little white shells here and there and like little tiny white birdies. And that was it. There was like nothing else. You walking through the water, I actually did a video because I was just like amazed at the sunset and my feet in the sand. And it was a good ASMR too. It was like very, like the waves.
You nailed it.
I know.
That was the right one.
Did I say it?
Yeah.
But it was so like peaceful and lovely. And I'm walking along and I go, why the hell am I not? I don't like to get in the ocean unless I'm going underneath it to dive. I just hate the top of the ocean. I think I've watched Jaws too many times at the wrong age.
The top is what bothers you?
The top is what bothers me. If I can go under the water, scuba diving, no problem. But if I'm on top, I can't see what's below me.
You are a
There's
strange
seaweed.
little woman.
I'm going to step on. I think also growing up on the South Shore of Long Island, you're scared of horseshoe crabs. Like you step on those things, they hurt. You know, in this water, apparently there were stingrays. But
I didn't know that horseshoe crabs.
Well, they have spiky backs, and they have that little tail just like a stingray that'll go up.
Oh, yeah.
So I was always warned, like, watch out for the, horseshoe crabs. But if you step even on its back, it hurts. It's like a big old rock with jagged edges. But, and they're just creepy. Those things are just creepy. Stingrays, I don't mind so much. But, I mean, I love stingrays because I have one tattooed on my foot. But anyway, so the water was just, and I'm like walking along, and I was like, screw this, I'm going in. And I like dove right into the water, went out to the waves. I can't tell you the last time I was in an ocean.
I loved it.
But it was so beautiful.
There's something, my mom, when I was a kid, they went on this big trip to Hawaii. And I'll never forget her coming home and talking about it. And she's like, and I met all these people, and there was this woman there. And I assume in my head, she's talking about like this like 19, 20-year-old woman who's just like bubbly and excited to be there, and she's got this puppy, and she's like, I'm taking the puppy to the ocean to be healed. And she tells this whole story about it. And in my head, for some reason, my whole life, I was like, oh, the ocean heals.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
So as a child, I took that on.
No, I think
and
that too.
My sister and I both,
I just don't like it.
Still to this day, are like, yeah, there's something healing about floating in the ocean.
No, for sure. I totally agree. And I was in there, and I covered, and like at one point, where were we? Where there was like the volcanic mud. Oh, we were in a different part. There was like just a bay, and Tucker and I covered ourselves in like the mud because I was like, this is volcanic mud. This is probably really good for us too. Like we should scrub with this. I did a little scrubby scrub.
It's like being at the Dead Sea.
Yeah, I just am
yourself.
not a fan. I mean, I know it's healthy. I know it's good for you. I like Lake Tahoe where it's like deep and clear, and you can see all the way. You can see 1,200 feet down. Like there's nothing in there.
Me, by the way.
Yeah, it's kind of, you can't see that far, but it is that deep. But you can see like what seems like forever.
I've not been there yet. Oh. I'm determined to go with you.
Yeah, we got to
go.
go.
But I have seen the pictures, and it is like you hardly even know there's water there. It just looks like glass.
I know there's fish in it. I've never seen a fish in it.
It's very cold though.
It's very cold. Yes. That's why they say that there's bodies preserved down there from first of all, because Frank Sinatra used to own Calneva Hotel, which is now becoming, I think, a Ritz-Carlton. But he used to own the Calneva Hotel, which I think it might have been called State Line back then or something like that. But apparently they used to put people's feet into cement and then drop them in there. But also they say there's colonial, like there was this whole rumor that like Jacques Cousteau went to the bottom of Tahoe in a little submarine in a submersible and came up and said, you do not want to know what I saw. Because apparently it's so cold down there.
I want to know now.
But it's all a big lie. Jacques Cousteau never went to Tahoe, it turns out.
Oh. Well, that's no fun.
Yeah.
But Guatemala was warm.
But Guatemala was amazing. The water was warm. It's weird because Antigua, I wasn't expecting it. Because I was just thinking, oh, it's going to be hot down there. It's like almost summertime down there. But it's not. It's still their winter. But Antigua's up at like 5,000 feet altitude. So it was cool there and a little rainy. But it was great. I had a great time. I think I need to do it as a girls' trip because teenage boys want to sit by the pool and not do anything. And I like to go out and explore.
Yeah.
But I did bring some little goodies back, like this necklace.
I love
Tucker got a drum. I got a little beaded ornament because they use all these beads. They do a lot of stuff in jade. And of course, their textiles are just incredible. Like they're colorful, like garments and bags and all this stuff that I was like, I want this, but I won't wear it back in the States.
I'll only wear it here.
Like you go to Hawaii, you're like, I need a Hawaiian shirt. And then you never wear it.
Right.
Because you're like, I should wear it because everyone wears them. And then you get home and you're like, nobody wears it here. Like trying to wear cowboy boots outside of Nashville.
Or it's like well, we're Disney people. But
Yeah,
like if
yeah,
you buy
yeah,
anything
yeah.
in Disney, you're like, oh, I love this. And then you're like,
Tinkerbell.
I'll wear it the next time I'm here.
Yeah, I'm not going to wear Tinkerbell when I'm in Nashville or New York. Yeah.
So I didn't get to go to Guatemala, but I did get to go to Disney World.
Yeah, what was your trip?
And that was really fun. We go every year around Christmas time. It's just kind of our little
You
tradition.
went before Christmas or after?
Right before.
Okay.
The week leading up, which is great because it's always dead. There's no crowds. My sister and brother came, and so we got to hang out with their kids, and it was a great time.
Yeah.
Good family time. Then we had a very slow Christmas at home.
Yeah.
And New Year's with our friends, and it was
So all here, just
all
chilling.
just here.
That's nice.
Travel down to Alabama,
Yeah.
home of the Conecuh.
Conecuh sausage.
Did you see my picture that I posted?
No.
It's on the What Women Binge page. Or I think, well, I guess it's in the story.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we stayed in a hotel because
Do the stories.
now our family has moved around. So when we go down there, we have to stay in a hotel. It's a beautiful hotel. It's called Rossbridge. It's like a golf resort or something, but it looks like a castle almost.
This is
In
Birmingham? Oh, okay.
And it's like kind of a Scottish theme.
All right.
And beautiful. It's like owned by Marriott. It's great. Anyways, but their breakfast, they have this great buffet, and one of the things on it was Conecuh, and Logan's like, hey.
There's our thing.
When in Alabama.
I got Mark, speaking of meats, for Christmas, I got him a whole like delivery of meats. You know, he's the sausage king, right? So I got him a whole kit of, because he's like he uses his smoker all the time, and he uses his grill, and like he just loves to cook, and especially meats. So there's this company here in Nashville, but it travels, they send it out at least nationally, Porter Road, which apparently is like, I think it's out by the airport at like maybe Mount Juliet type area or something. And they have a lot of their own butchers and farms out there, but they get it from all over locally. But all these different meats, and so every month he's going to get a delivery of Porter Road meats. So he's been making their bacon, and their bacon is really good, although it does smell up the whole house.
As bacon
So good.
should.
Yeah, but it also smells up the whole outside of our house. Like when I pull up my car, and I'm like, I get out of the car and I can smell like the fan. But this was like 3 hours after he had made it.
Turn on your air. Does your air doctor go nuts
Yes.
when you cook bacon?
Yes.
Or sausage?
The air doctor loves when yesterday I burned clay. I decided Tucker wanted to make, this is so funny. Tucker decided he was going to take clay. Brady used to always like to make clay designs.
Yeah.
And Tucker had done a Christmas one in December at school. And I couldn't get in touch with Brady to find out what to put the toaster oven on to bake it. But Tucker made this like white, like long, thick looking thing with like a rose at the end of it. But I think it was supposed to be a monster. Like it would eat your face and it would come out of the earth like a worm. It was very big. It was about this big. It was probably 8 inches. And it had pretty good girth on it. Had a little head at the end that looked like it was going to eat you.
Why'd you have to say girth?
because of what's coming. So I put it in the toaster oven. I was like, I'll just put it at like 420 or something. I think it has to be really hot, and I'll put it on for like 20 minutes. I think Brady used to do this for a long time. I stick it in the toaster oven, and the next thing you know, the kitchen is just freaking filling with smoke. And this thing is burning, and I grab mitts, grab it, take it outside, dump it on the character. Sidewalk. Yeah. So the air doctor went crazy on that one. But, all the fans are on, all the doors are open. The dogs are like, why are the doors open? What's going on in that? I'm trying to fan stuff out before the smoke alarms start going off.
That air
but it looks like I have like a burnt poop on my or something else.
What kind of clay is this?
It's just like kids molding clay.
Modeling clay?
Yes.
It's not meant to be baked.
So that's a different kind of clay.
Yeah, it's oil based.
What kind? Oh, good thing I got it out when I did.
Yeah,
I was about to start a house fire. Wasn't
but thank God for that air doctor.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
They're sponsoring this week, so
yeah. Well, great, because they cleared my air. Let me tell you, they doctored my air for sure.
I know.
I mean, I was burning that stupid thing. Did you know that Americans spend an average of 90% of their time indoors, breathing around 30,000 gallons of air daily?
It's a lot of air.
I didn't know that. 30,000 gallons of air. So according to the EPA, indoor air could be 2 to 5 times more polluted than outdoor air. And in some cases, it can be 100 times more polluted.
Ew.
Is that crazy?
Ugh.
Well, let me tell you something. Do you know Air Doctor?
I do know Air Doctor.
I know Air Doctor too. I love Air Doctor because it has helped me with this issue. I am so worried about my indoor air. And especially since COVID and all those things, I was super concerned about indoor air.
Well, and it's allergy season. We've got pets. We've got
all those things.
Kids that are
pollen,
bringing all the
dust mites, mold. Air Doctor filters out dangerous contaminants and allergens so your lungs don't have to.
Yes. So the pollen, the pet dander, dust, mold, it's all gone with their Ultra HEPA filter that's been independently tested to remove 99.99% of tested bacteria and viruses. Yes, and virtually 100% of particles as small as 0.003 microns.
That's small.
It's so tiny.
They also feature whisper jet fans, 30% quieter than most air purifiers.
And I can speak to this because our Air Doctor is like in our main living space in our house.
Yeah.
And you don't even notice it's there.
No.
It's awesome.
It's lovely. I have mine behind a plant, and then it just like cleans the air, and I just feel like everyone's healthier because of it.
Yes, an Air Doctor comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you don't love it, you just send it back for a refund, minus your shipping, of course.
So head to airdoctorpro.com and use promo code WWB. Depending on the model, you'll receive up to 39% off or up to $300 off.
So lock in this special offer by going to airdoctorpro.com. That's airdoctorpro.com and use the promo code WWB.
Thanks, Air Doctor, for sponsoring our podcast. Amanda, what is your vision for the new year?
Well, I can tell you that I'm looking at 2024 with 2020
vision.
I can see it ahead of me.
Let me guess why. Let me guess why you have 2020.
One guess.
Is it because of Pair Eyewear?
You're so
Am I right?
Smart. You're so smart.
Because look, I'm wearing my Pair Eyewear right now.
Yes, you are.
It brings everything into focus, right? And Pair Eyewear base frames start at just $60, including your prescription.
Isn't that so cool? And then $25 and you get these face plates that you just pop right on. You can change your look.
Affordable progressive lenses, and you can save by using pre-tax FSA and HSA dollars.
It's so cool. They are so great.
You can get 15% off by using our code BINGE, B-I-N-G-E, at paireyewear.com.
So go get your glasses, your husband's glasses, your kids' glasses, your progressive lenses.
And can we talk about how cute they are? Like, you can put on any frame. You can put on holiday frames. You can put on hearts for Valentine's Day coming up, right?
New year, new look.
So you get the base frame, and then you pop on the top frames, and the top frames just have all different kinds of designs, collections, collabs, anything you might want.
And they have free standard shipping and a flexible 30-day return policy. So if you don't like it, which I guarantee you, you're going to like it. But if you don't for some reason,
you're going to love it.
You can send it back.
And it includes wide frames to fit every face. And find your fit right from home with a virtual try-on, which you can do.
That's how I did it.
Makes you look cute. Yeah.
I made sure.
You find the ones that you like the best.
We both dig the cat eye look.
Yes, personally. We did. So visualize a fantastic new year with Pair Eyewear.
That's right. Go to paireyewear.com and use the code BINGE, B-I-N-G-E, for 15% off your first pair. And support our show by mentioning What Women Binge sent you in the post-checkout survey.
Yes, please mention us. That's Pair, P-A-I-R, eyewear.com, code BINGE.
So guess what?
What?
It's our 2-year anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Here, let's do like little fingers. Fingers.
Well, I got you a cake.
You got us cake. Cake.
It's so cute.
I love it. It really is.
Can you
cute,
see our
actually.
cake?
It's got a little 2 on the top of it.
We are totally going to eat
got
that
the sprinkles.
when y'all aren't looking at us.
I am. What kind of cake is it? It's not ice cream because it's going to melt. Okay. It's super cute. And yeah, happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
2 years we've been doing this. So what are some of your highlights?
Oh gosh, I have lots of highlights.
So many.
Goodness. Eating things is always a highlight because it's hilarious.
I don't think I've laughed as hard as I did when we were trying to do the chubby bunny thing with the peeps. Yeah, that was a special one.
I think that one will forever be burned in my memory. Not only does it really confirm my dislike for peeps, but I almost peed my pants on camera.
I know. And
I cried off my makeup. I walked out of here and it was like down to my chin.
I also almost died from choking on everything, but
I've met some incredible people.
Yeah. I mean, we've had like, oh my gosh, like Rita Moreno will always be a highlight, just working with her in general, and just knowing her, getting advice from her, right? Big Show is still one of my favorites, though. I know we just did that one last week.
Good.
But he's just so funny
and so kind, and you just want to be around him.
Talking. Like, he could just talk and so fun.
Who else? I really loved.
I love when we do our book clubs too. Our tiny book clubs,
know.
which we've only done 2 of, but we need.
It's nice to have our friends here.
I know. I love the dynamic of like Brooke and Angela and us just chatting about.
I have so many books to talk about, by the way, when we're ready to do another book club.
Right.
I hope y'all are ready.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of reading happening. Speaking of things that we've been reading or watching, have you binged over the holidays?
Here's the thing. I've been watching a lot of Friends and a lot of How I Met Your Mother. So the Golden Globes were the other day, and it got me like, I usually around New Year's start watching all the kind of movies that are going to be up for awards because it's my goal every year to at least watch all the Best Picture nominees. But I also have to vote for like the SAG Awards and the DGA Awards and stuff. I missed the vote on the DGA Awards, so sadly I didn't get to vote for the nominees. But because of the Globes the other night, like it got me watching again. But of course, like some of the things like the winners of the Globes were like Oppenheimer, which I haven't seen yet. Have you seen it?
No, we need to watch it.
I know. I really need to. It's just some of these movies are so stinking long. Killers of the Flower Moon, I really want to watch, but
that looks
3.5 hours.
Well, and they talk about that it's extremely long. In their acceptance speeches last night. I was yeah.
Would they have long acceptance speeches too?
No, actually not too bad, but it was like the woman who wrote it, I guess, was like, thanks for humoring me and going along with my vision and understanding that it was long. And
I mean, Barbie won for cinematic something, and Billie Eilish won for her song, What Was I Made For?
Which is great.
Robert Downey Jr. and Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer. What else? Emma Stone for Poor Things. I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, I do want to see that too. I liked how she described it in her acceptance speech. She said it's a romantic comedy, but instead of falling in love with someone else, she falls in love with herself.
Oh. She gave it away. Spoiler alert.
But I mean, that's not really a spoiler. I'm excited to see it now.
I feel like all I really need to watch is Oppenheimer and The Holdovers, Killer of the Flower Moon, and Poor Things.
Then everybody's talking about Saltburn, which I have not watched yet, but it's on my list.
So last night this weekend I've been dying to see, so since we left for the holidays, I told Mark I really wanted to go see, I downloaded it and really wanted to watch the Netflix movie with Julia Roberts, Leave the World Behind. Mm-hmm. So we watched 2.5 hours, people. Another long one. So we start watching it. The premise is so amazing. Like, it's what I want. It's like these people they live in New York City, but they decide that day, a spur of the moment, they're going to go rent a house on Long Island and just get away from the city. And they go out, I think it's a holiday or something, and they go out to this house in Long Island. And in the middle of the night, and like they're on the beach and like this giant oil tanker kind of grounds itself on the beach. And they're like, that's weird. They go back to the house and in the middle of the night, Mahershala Ali and the girl plays his daughter, it's like him and his daughter, knock on the door and they're like, we're so sorry. Long story short, there's a blackout in the city. This is our house. We want to live here. We want to stay here. So they kind of let him in. And it's Ethan Hawke as her husband. She's got Julia Roberts, Ethan Hawke, and Kevin Bacon makes an appearance in the beginning for 5 seconds and doesn't say a word. And like 2 hours in, you're like, when's Kevin Bacon coming back? Is he coming back? Or was that just like a cameo? But they have kids. Julia Roberts and Ethan Hawke have 2 kids. Anyway, long story short, I'm all pumped up about it, right? These deer are doing weird things. Flamingos are in the pool. All of a sudden, all these weird migration habits, these loud sounds, these like noise effects, like what do you call it, are happening. There's a whole blackout. Everything goes dark. No internet, no phones, no TV, no news. Although on the news they do see that it's a national emergency, and they don't know what's going on in the world. There's no communication, and basically the movie just ends and you don't know anything. You're like, wait, what? Nothing happened. And I put it on our Women Binge page, and I just wrote in bold, nothing. Tucker ended up watching the last hour with us, and he's like, I don't get it. What was with the deer? I'm like, nothing. What was with the flamingos? I don't know.
Did you fall asleep? Like, are you sure you didn't miss anything?
Absolutely nothing. Me, Mark, and Tucker have talked about it endlessly for 2 days. Like, nothing. It feels like the beginning of like a 10-part series or even a 4-part series. If you had 2 more, if you were telling me that 2 more movies were coming out, I'd be
first.
I don't know.
No.
Leave the World Behind.
Oh, it was? Okay. Brain says yes.
Oh, and this is the
That's
Obamas.
how the Obamas got it.
This is the Obamas. Okay. Yeah, I think it was like one of his favorite books or something like that. Is that why? And then
these are the kind of books that drive me crazy, though. It's like we're all good people here.
Great idea.
Where you're like, oh, this is so good, and it get like
no, they were actually terrible. They're all terrible people.
Well, no, right, but these are like you get into the story, you're invested,
oh, yeah.
You're emotionally attached to all these people, and then it just ends.
Actually, to be honest, the girls are awful in this movie. The girls, at least in the movie, I don't know if it's like that in the book, but
like as humans, like garbage humans, or just like
low, like they're just mean to each other. and they immediately judge. There's immediate racism. There's immediate all this stuff. Like Mark was kind of disturbed by that. He's like, why does it have to go to the race thing? But I was like, because it's just an element of who they like. It's showing bad, like they're judging. Like, and Julia Roberts admits somewhere she gives a great. They all give great performances. It's beautiful. The special effects on the animals moving around is great. It just doesn't do anything. It was so frustrating. I want to see the rest of the movie. Like, what happens?
Well, I saw Wonka.
Oh,
and I saw The Iron Claw.
Was Wonka great? Tucker went to see it, but I didn't.
It was great. Did it overwhelm me? No. Did I think it was really fun to watch?
Did it look really expensive?
Yes.
I'm sure. I want to see it just for the
extremely kid-friendly
juiciness of it, yeah.
I didn't know it was a musical going in.
Oh, really? Oh, thank God you said that.
It's a musical.
I'm going to have to warn Mark.
And it's great, though. Like, the music's good. The story is sweet. It's like a prequel to the story of Wonka that we all know. I like that,
the creation.
Like, how he became the chocolate maker. And it's a sweet story.
I love that.
Beautifully done.
Well, because Roald Dahl, Roald Dahl, who obviously wrote the books, apparently in his school in England, Wales, Cadbury used to come and ask them to report on the chocolate. They used to do chocolate testing at his school. So it's crazy. Like, he actually used to try the chocolate. They used to come and be like, all right, tell us what you like and what you don't like. And he got to be a chocolate taster, which is where he got the idea, I think, of Willy Wonka.
That is bizarre.
Isn't that wild?
Well, we really enjoyed it. The kids really enjoyed it. And then the Iron Claw.
It's about wrestling.
Oh, my gosh. So because the brain is this wrestling fan that he is.
And your son.
And my son. I knew the story of this family, the Von Erichs.
Okay.
And they're like wrestling royalty, but their whole family history is so tragic.
Oh, really?
And so I knew going in that it was going to be very emotional. Like, Logan had prepared me for that. And I just was like, okay, I'm going to do it because Zac Efron.
Oh, is he in this? It's super sad then? I don't know if I...
No, okay, so yes, but no. It's actually very hopeful.
Okay.
There's a lot of heartbreak in it for sure, and it will affect you, but the performance that Zac Efron puts on, like, yes, he looks crazy because he's got the weird hair and he's very tan and bulked out.
He did a good job.
It was unbelievable.
So should he be nominated?
100%.
Was he nominated for the Globe?
No, and he should have been. I feel like that whole movie got gypped because it was shot beautifully, it was written beautifully, it was performed beautifully. There was only one scene in it that I will say was ridiculous, and whoever did the casting for it should be fired. It was whoever they cast as Ric Flair.
Oh.
It was awful.
Really?
He took me out of the story so fast.
Weird.
I don't even, like... I'm pretty sure, and I'm who knows, it came across as though the actor did not actually speak English as his native language. It sounded like he had an accent, which if anybody knows Ric Flair, which I think most of America does.
Yeah.
He is a very American dude, and I don't know, it just kind of ruined that whole part of the movie for me. But
that's too bad.
Zach himself and what's his name? The guy from The Bear.
Oh, Jeremy?
Yes. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Both of them.
His name, not Jeremy Renner, but he looks like Jeremy Renner.
No, he actually won a Golden Globe for The Bear.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering if that, yeah.
But no, Iron Claw didn't get nominated for any of them, which I think is so ridiculous because it really was, like, even if wrestling's not your thing, the movie itself and the story.
Before the Oscars, like, I think I'm going to try to watch usually there's 5 to 8. I think they've added, like, I think they make it like 8 now.
The Best Picture nominees are way too big, like, heavy for me.
They're so long.
I'll let you do that.
Okay.
And I'll take the comedies and animation.
Well, there's no comedies in Oscars.
What?
Only Golden Globes.
That is a waste.
Yeah, I know. There's only, you'll only have Best Picture, Best Director, and then basically actor, actress, supporting, and I mean, if you care about script, story by, all that stuff. But
well, I'll do my best. No promises. What's the awards where they do all the fun stuff? Was that the Golden Globes? That's it?
Because because it's television. I mean, you might like SAG Awards, maybe. You'll have SAG because you'll have comedy and drama.
That's not though, right?
SAG Awards is, yeah.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. DGA is as well, but it's not as exciting.
The Oscars is more exciting. I guess I'll bite the bullet and watch
the Oscars, or you can just watch the Best Actresses.
Things.
But a lot of the time it kind of overlaps, right? So Best Actress or Best Actor and Best Supporting might be, and Best Cinematographer.
For TV, I like
the Emmys for TV is a good one, but there's a lot. Like, I have to vote for those because I'm in the Academy. It is a lot to watch. And I was asked to be part of the panel this year, and I'm like, I cannot do it again. Like, you get chosen to vote on a certain subject. So like one year I did like the kids television.
Yes.
And I mean, the amount of stuff I had to watch.
That's so fun, though.
Funny enough, so the movie I watched last night, American Fiction, which I think should have been nominated for a bunch of stuff too, and maybe it will for later on for Oscars or for
Was
SAG.
that one funny?
That one is, what's the actor's name? It was great. It was just funny enough, but it was also a little bit serious. So it's about a writer. He's a African-American writer, and he is he's extremely smart. They call him a genius in the movie. And he has written these great novels, but doesn't get a lot of attention. But everyone's writing like these like very black novels, and he's sick of it and hates it. But he decides to feed into it, writes one as a pseudonym, and pretends he's like this runaway fugitive who wrote a book straight out of prison, and he gets all this attention, and then he's part of. Funny enough, talking about like me having to vote for the Academy. He has to vote on the literary awards, and he doesn't want to vote for his own book, but everyone else is like, it's just so enlightened. It's just so brilliant. It's just so important in this day and time to have these black voices. And so it's funny because he gets like swept up in what he's doing. Oh, what I loved about it too is at the end, the credits, I noticed it's a female cinematographer, which you just see so rare. Beautiful cinematography and amazing performances. Jeffrey Wright plays, his name's Monk. He plays the lead. And then Tracee Ellis Ross is in it. Oh, Sterling K. Brown from This Is Us plays like the gay kind of brother who is the one that just kind of doesn't come around enough, sort of. And oh my gosh, the actress that I love, Erica Alexander, is Coraline, and she is like his love interest in it. But
Erica Alexander.
So she was in like Get Out, and I think she's had small parts mostly.
I know
her from Last Man Standing. She was is that what it is? Last Man Standing. She plays the neighbor, I think, in that. But I mean, she's been in a ton of stuff. But Last Man Standing. She plays Carol Larrabee, the neighbor, for 3 seasons. So that's what I knew her from. But she's got, I think, a small part in Get Out. Brave New Jersey, Bosch.
Well, we have TV is what I need to like start catching up on. I'm sure there's a ton of stuff I've missed.
There's nothing I want to see though. Like, is there anything you want to see?
No, but I'm sure there's stuff out there that I've not been exposed to.
Yeah.
That I need to.
I know. I tried. Oh,
send us your suggestions. What are y'all watching?
Last Man on Earth was something we went back to during the strike that I couldn't really talk about, I think. But after watching that.
I told you it goes off the rails, like season 2.
Yeah, even like season 1, I'm kind of like, I kind of lost it. But what's funny is after watching Leave the World Behind is sort of like, let's say you watch Leave the World Behind and then you watch Last Man on Earth, then it might make sense. Because like, you know how you just jump into this guy who's the only person left and he's driving around and then he says, I'm in Tucson or something, and he finds a woman.
This is how we got here.
This is how you got here. Yeah, that's the movie is sort of like, and then what happens? But
all right.
But we have a lot to watch in the next few weeks.
It's time.
When are the Oscars? We're going to find out when the Oscars are.
We'll make a list of an Oscars checklist.
Well, as soon as the Oscars nominees
we can do
are
What
out.
Women Binge Oscar viewing party.
I love it. Let's do that.
Let's do that.
That'd be so fun.
Woo.
One of the Oscars. We're gonna hold on. We're gonna look it up.
It's gotta be soon.
Wait, what's your New Year's resolution, real quick, while I look it up?
I don't make New Year's resolutions. I am awesome as I am. If anything's gonna change, the year can change. I'm good.
I didn't make any specific ones, which means I made about 5 million because I wasn't gonna make any. But then I was like, I am gonna be more focused this year. I am gonna finally finish writing that script I've been writing for 15 years.
You're gonna be more focused. That means you're gonna
finally gonna cook twice a week. I am going. All these things. I'm gonna read 1 book a month. I'm doing a daily Bible study. I'm like, these things.
That's a lot to take
This
on.
is the problem. I didn't make one resolution.
What's your most important?
To focus more on sitting down and getting work done. You know what it is? I have to stop cleaning my kitchen. If I could stop cleaning my kitchen, I swear. Yesterday I took a freaking magic eraser and went berserk on my walls.
Okay, we have
I didn't
to
need
wrap,
to be doing
but this is my last question for you. Do you feel like you have to earn your time off? Like to do the things that you really...
No, it's just I see things like that smudge on the wall, that dish in the sink, and I'm like, let me just do that quick thing, and then that'll be done, and then I'll do the big thing I should get to that's going to take me 2 hours.
Someone diagnosed her already.
Right. I know. How do I do that as an adult?
I can help you.
You do that? Here, the Oscars are March 10th. at 6 p.m. Central Time.
Oh, okay. So we have time. We
we do. Oh, we have
this.
time. The nominees aren't even out yet.
Oh, and we have
we
time
don't
to
even
plan
know
a
what's
party.
nominated. So we got to start watching things we think will be nominated. Look, you know that I don't think Barbie will be nominated, but
I
I
need
think
it to be,
Oppenheimer.
though.
You know, Barbie was like snubbed.
I know, it was so
completely at the
sad.
Globes. Yeah,
It was such a good movie, and I think that they really
But-
deserved.
it's hard when you have something that, first of all, commercial. Because look, the Marvel movies and all those never make it in.
And it should have.
No matter how beautiful or big budget.
I stand by it. It should have.
Barbie will. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if I bet America Ferrera gets a nomination.
She should be.
for that speech.
But she didn't get nominated for the Golden Globe.
Yeah, but that's different.
I mean,
That's different. That's
I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like she could be by the Academy. She could be by her peers, be voted on. You know, like or maybe at least a SAG award. But I think next will be the SAG awards,
At least.
which
This is
will
like, ugh.
at least get a
SAG.
SAG. By the way, I did the announcements once for the SAG awards, and I held that award. That is a nice award. It is heavy. It's the actor.
They all look heavy. That Golden Globe, they changed that up. It looked
Oh my
heavy
gosh, they're
last
so
night.
heavy. I have a People's Choice Award at home, and it's very heavy and scary.
I know I've held that one.
Yeah. When I'm like, help me rearrange my shelves.
I go over to Melissa's. I'm like, I'd like to touch that.
Somebody stole my Nickelodeon award. I
No,
used to have
we
3.
had it.
No, I used to have 3.
Oh.
I only have 2.
I was so excited to finally look through one.
Oh, I know. It's
you
a
always-
kaleidoscope.
Yeah.
Do they still do that? They do,
I don't.
right?
I think so.
I'm too grown up for Nickelodeon awards, I guess.
Oh, sad.
Unless I did a Clarissa reboot someday.
But you were on Casa Grande's, wasn't that Nickelodeon?
I was. You're
Okay,
right,
we
but
have to
nobody
stop
invited me.
talking.
Okay, we have to stop talking and we're going to eat our cake. You guys, thanks for
Happy
being
birthday.
here. Happy 2-year anniversary to us. And Happy New Year to all of you. And be here next week. We have a really fun guest.
Women at what? Woman at binge.